Yes, we had. That is also another thing, that you have the same evolution theory in school, and not that God created this world and created every human being, but that there was a kind of evolution which came so that you had people out of an ape or whatever it is, but the basic philosophy of this guy was that it is the strong who survive, and the strong has the right to eliminate the weak. And that was, of course, what Hitler and the Nazis...
And that's social Darwinism. Whether you believe in evolution or not, they've made it a fake scientific debate by pinning down Christians with quacks. Whether you debate how God made it, they're just saying we're all slime, we're weak, we deserve to die. That's the essence of evolution. Stay there. Todd, Craig, Kevin, Mark, Rich, you'll get a chance to talk to Hilmar von Campe as we start the next segment, the last 30 minutes. But in this short segment, Hilmar, you've written this book trying to warn people. You were getting into Hitler loved and was obsessed with, for those that have read Mein Kampf and read his speeches, read the history books with his statements, he was obsessed with evolution, obsessed with social Darwinism. That's why the Rockefellers had funded the Kaiser Wilhelm Institute on eugenics, the Cold Springs Harbor eugenics facility here in the U.S., IBM's Hollerith machines with the tattoos on the people in the camps was to be entered into the machines, how much they'd be fed, how long they'd be worked. I know you know all of that, but absolutely, when we look at evolution, it's not really a debate about how life develops. It's saying humans are worthless, humans are blobs, humans are a cancer. I believe with the churches, they set up a false debate between church and science, like the church was a bunch of idiots, and they'll put an average preacher up going, I didn't come from a monkey, I didn't come from a... Instead of saying, something put us here on this planet, there's a higher power, there's a greater law. Instead, Hitler or Stalin, he was a big eugenicist, they become the law. They love this system. So that's a key point you hit on.
Did you ask me?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that's a key point you brought up. You were talking about Hitler saying it's the strong's right to kill the weak.
Yes. Then they allowed themselves to kill as many as were against them. They practically, as you correctly stated, he made himself to the God, and every disapproval of him was normally answered with the Gestapo and an end in the concentration camp. We had in front of our home, or not from our home, from our church on Sunday, we had agents of the Gestapo who took the names down of all the people and who entered, and everybody knew what they were there for. It was a kind of intimidation, and that's the way they worked. And
now our in the Fed protest and Tea Parties have the Army and the Feds watching us and marking our names down, and the Feds admit that they are in the churches doing that as well. All of this is being announced to intimidate people.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. That's the way it is. But this is only the result of decades of violations of the government agencies, of the government structures, where systematically a bit here, a bit there, a bit here, a bit there, the reality of the Constitution was violated. And what we have now is everything what they're doing in Washington, as far as I'm concerned, is against the Constitution, is unconstitutional. And I'm really very astonished that there is I have not heard, I know that I have talked myself to the Tea Party. They are patriots, these people. But there has to be some circles where they put together a team of lawyers so that to attack what is unconstitutional, not just get trillions and trillions of dollars into debt and make organizations which have only aims at the own population and not at anything else. Anybody all those who are not in agreement with what the government is involved in. But I don't see that. I see the Republicans, even Mrs. Snow yesterday said it goes that you get to something bipartisan. No, Mrs. Snow, it's not bipartisan. It's what is right. And these things that you here bring out as law, that is against the Constitution, and we have to stop it.
Absolutely. Those trying to violate the Bill of Rights and Constitution, they, according to the Declaration of Independence, Bill of Rights, Constitution, are the enemies of the Republic. They are the criminals. But instead, the FBI has been trained. We have their training manuals, and police are being trained that people that talk about the Constitution are bad. It's upside down. We are bad because we're not letting offshore banks become the government and then become God and have unlimited power.
Yeah, I have, as you mentioned, the Declaration of Independence. I have it here in front of me. And here it says in the second paragraph.
Well, stay there. Come back to the second paragraph. Then we're going to phone calls with Hilmar von Campe, the author of the book, Defeating the Totalitarian Lie. Your calls are straight ahead after this quote from the Declaration of Independence. Your questions for Hilmar von Campe. I'm Alex Jones, PrisonPlanet.com.